Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another Road to Glory career mode episode. And if you missed the last one, I will update you guys on what's happened, what's been going on. But if you do want to check it out, make sure you do before you watch this one, because I'm about to spoil certain things. Right then, let's jump into the first port of call, which of course means Champions League football. If you watched the last episode, we've secured it. We now know we will be playing in the Champions League knockout rounds. I said Champions League football, didn't I? Well, knockout rounds is what I should have said. We are in it. We've got out of our group. There's still one more group stage game to come against CSKA, a side that were currently the only team to beat us in our group stage when they came to Blundell Park and beat us by 2-0. But we are now secured a spot in the knockout rounds of the Champions League. Whether or not we go through in first or second seed, we will find that out in hopefully in today's episode. I'm not quite sure how the games fall. I know we've got a fair few games coming that are quite tough over the course of the next couple of weeks, so we'll have to wait and see. But we definitely know we're through. The question is, who are we going to be, facing in the next round should we finish first or second? There's quite a few teams I want to avoid. Barcelona being one of them, of course, haven't lost a game yet in their group stage of the Champions League. Not even conceded a goal yet, may I add as well. So quite a few teams that I would like to avoid. So if we can do that, we probably need to get first seed in order to actually avoid them, which could be the big part of it. But today, we're going to kickstart with a quarter-final of the Carabao Cup game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. And I'm hoping that here we won't have any issues with me substituting goalkeepers off. Not even 24 hours old, and already we're making a joke. For those of you who don't know, of course, yesterday was the Carabao Cup final in real life on the Sunday. And certain things happened. Let's just say that. It did go to penalties, of course, with Manchester City winning it. So, yeah, fair play to them. But we are in our very own quarter-final today, where we face off against Wolves. And I did talk about this, and we were saying about the fact that, arguably, if we can get through this game, there's only a couple of teams left in there, one of them being Manchester United, that actually will cause us one or two problems. But even then, I'd say on our day, we can beat any one of the teams left in this competition. So Everton already gone through. Man United already through to the semi-finals as well. And now it's waiting to see whether or not we can do it, or Wolves, and then Derby County or West Ham United. Of course, the semi-finals are a double leg header. So we're going to find that out. But today's episode, we kickstart it with this game right now. I've changed around the team. It's looking all right. But there is a couple of people in there that I would have liked to have taken out if I'd had people. For example, Chris Sukasev, Carlos Alenia. But the issue with that is we don't actually have fit and available players to fill their role. So that's the side we picked. We're away at Molineux. I'm going to be intrigued to see what the Wolves team looks like. But let's jump into it and find out if we'll make a semi-final. Here is the Wolves lineup then. And it lines up like this. Jota and Adama Traore, I think that is, on the wings. Two really good wingers who can cause problems. I would say that with us resting a few of our, star players and having not necessarily our strongest starting 11, that they've actually got a shot here of Wolves, and that is no doubt about it, I believe they'll give it a good go here. Guendouzi captains us. I didn't mean to give him the captaincy. It's just because I've switched to my second team and I didn't have Sukasev switched on as captain. I actually wanted to bring him out the team. But for us, we go with a new back four in terms of the centre-back partnerships. We've got Rodriguez, Lima and Doyle in there. So I don't know, because they're two very young, inexperienced centre-backs. So we'll see if it's going to cost us or not. And you can see as well, we've got a couple of players through the Youth Academy, because I haven't actually edited their appearance. Didn't realise. I think Brennan might be one of those guys. But we'll see how this one goes then as we get ourselves underway for the Carabao Cup at Molineux. Wolves in the quarter-final. Place to play in the semis at stake against potentially Man United, Everton, West Ham or Derby as well, where the other two games are, the other two teams who are fighting out, aren't they? So some tough teams left, but we can avoid Man United and wait for the final for that. If we can obviously beat Wolves here, that'd be pretty good. I'm not sure either if Wolves is number one, who's in between the sticks. I don't know if he's wearing the number one. He's actually their normal goalkeeper. He's got the boots on that you get from not editing the youth players, so I don't know if he's their usual number one or if he is being given the nod today just with it being a cup game. We'll find that out when we finally get a shot at him and see how he deals with it. But for the most part, if it is the case that they have kind of given the youth a little bit of a go, I'll be quite happy with them, because you don't really see that too much in this one. Here as we find Eggestein towards Robert. Robert now will look towards Brennan. Gets it under control. Donald Brennan's crossing towards the middle. Janssen! Oh, what a goal! Oh, what a chance even, sorry. First chance of the game, Rodney Janssen, overhead kick. And it's actually deflected, to be fair. It was going off target from Rodney Janssen. So we get ourselves a corner, which we whip in with Alenia, and it's out-punched by the goalkeeper. Falls to Brennan. Edge of the area, gets the shot away. It's a really tame shot and straight into the keeper's hands. He isn't wearing the number 1 shirt, so it might well be that he is just in here given the nod as he is the youth goalkeeper. But still, big chance in the opening few minutes here. Rodney Jansen could only hit it off the defender, though. All right, free kick. Jota stood over it for Wolves. He's going to put it into the middle. I mean, Marcelo's right there. Too easy, that. It's a poor free kick, in all honesty, from Jota, and we can break away with Brennan. Jansen is the furthest man forward for Grimsby and currently the only player really up there with him. If you find Alenia, Alenia's got Eggestein bursting through, and Eggestein will win the strength battle. Eggestein in on goal, and he will fire to the bottom corner as well. Grimsby 1, Wolves 0. It's a moment that the Wolves defender will want to forget, but for Johannes Eggestein, what a finish. Scored in the Champions League recently against, was it Red Bull Leipzig, and now he's done it again here today. The guy, like I said, brought him in because he was available on a minimum free release clause, and I was going to sell him on and just make a quick profit, but he's proving to actually be pretty decent. And he fires it low and hard into that bottom corner. There's absolutely no chance for the goalkeeper. Can't be blamed. But what you can say is, like I said, for the defender, it will be a moment he wants to forget. There is an argument there that maybe Eggestein went in a bit strong with the challenge, but it's a fair 50-50 shoulder battle. Eggestein wins it. And after 40 minutes, Wolves, who have been subpar here in this first half, are 1-0 down at home with a spot in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup available. And, you know, it's not really been the best performance in the world from them. I mean, we haven't really crafted like a clear-cut chance like that up until the goal went in then. But so far, so good for Grimsby. Robert, Jansen. Eggestein really does look like a threat, doesn't he? As here he is again. Eggestein yet again. And it's 2-0 Grimsby. He's easily the best player out there so far, and he's looking so deadly in and around that box. Remember as well, he is actually naturally a striker. So playing him out on the wing like we are, he's always going to look to get into these positions centrally to finish the ball off. And when he's in them, he has got the capability to finish it as well. And he's looking head and shoulders above any player out there at the moment, especially on the Wolves side, but even on the Grimsby side as well. You can see he's really the threat that Wolves aren't really neutralising. Other than that, there's not really too much else going on out there that's really causing them that much problems. I mean, the ball there from Jansen was nice, but still Eggestein had to finish it, and he finished it emphatically as well. And we are 2 to the good here. And without Eggestein, it would probably still be 0-0. Swinging in the corner. And where we go again, and it's 3-0 Grimsby. I think it's Doyle is now on the score sheet, and this actually I think is his debut as well. So if it is, it's a goal on his debut for the centre-back. And that is certainly a way to introduce yourself. Makes this look more emphatic for the away side. What can you say other than Wolves here have probably been well and truly beaten. I mean, that is a fantastic header from the central defender. We're going to bring off Robert now as well and bring on Ethan Cox. And not really have to worry about that too much. But that is a great, great header. And Wolves so far have just not been at the races. And I think you can admit that Grimsby Town, on paper, were the better side. And it's proving that way out at the moment. And we are any moment now away from this full-time whistle, which will see us through to a semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. We don't know who awaits us yet, but we are going to be playing in it. It's a 3-0 win for Grimsby Town here at Molineux. And it was an emphatic performance from a lot of the players, specifically Eggestein. And like I said, a bit of thinking to do now between who he starts in that one coming up against Manchester United. A really good performance from him. Logan Doyle on the score sheet as well. And you can see we kept him to 0 shots there, Wolves. Really poor from them. Not at the races at all today. And that's surprising to see. Maybe it's cup football. Maybe it's a little bit of tiredness on their part. But West Ham beat Derby, which means we go through alongside them. And the sides that are advancing through to the semi-finals all did not concede a goal in their respective ties. So that semi-final is going to be very, very close indeed about the sides that are in it. I think, to be fair, you could argue that if we draw Man United and West Ham Everton play against each other, that will probably be the sort of closest ties that we could go for in terms of that one. But we'll see if that pans out to be the case. 7 points clear of Liverpool as we head into game for the game against Manchester United. And we will see what is to come here in this one. So as it turns out, we won't have any thinking to do because, as you can see, Eggestein is barely over half the fitness that we need in order for him to really make a case. So for Manchester United away at Old Trafford, this is the team we're going to go with then. We've got, obviously, McNamee in goal, Tierney, Ramos, Darflu, Sukasev. Holding midfield is Peterson and Ferrari, Barbet, Kubo, McNeil, and then Tim Weah. We'll check out theirs when we are into game, but Old Trafford is the ground we're going to. I am partially excited, partially a bit nervous. Don't know what team they're going to have. Don't know what kind of performance they're going to put in. Obviously, the first game against Wolves was a cup game. So although we dominated it, I don't want to come out right and say that we're going to do the same here because we don't know what Manchester United are going to be about. We don't know how good they're going to be. For the most part, we know Liverpool are probably our closest rivals in terms of this title race again. So they'll probably be the ones we have to really worry about. But we'll see today. You never know. United could pull this off and give us a bit of a disappointing game. And it's either I relish these games when we take on the likes of Man United at Old Trafford or I crumble. It's one of the two. And I'm either really good or pretty horrific. So we'll see what one turns up today. For Grimsby, we have the best away record in the league. 6 games played, 6 games won, dropping no points at all away from home. But that could all change today. We don't know. And also, I've just noticed as well, we've got Chris Sukasev wearing gloves with short sleeves and the captain's armband. It looks so weird. You'll see when he shakes the hand of a few of the Man United players. Nevertheless, though, both teams are out and are ready for this one. So am I. For Manchester United, this is how they line up. David De Gea starts in goal. Hendricks, Schürrle, Sanchez, and Barella as the back four. Is that Nicola Barella? If it is, I don't know why he's starting a left back. Anyway, but Pogba, Pereira, and Fred in the midfield. Chong, Depay, and Rashford as a front three. That is an incredible side, to put it lightly. Martial can only take his spot on the bench, though. Chong in there, I would say, over him today, but we'll see if Martial does come on. It is still an incredible Manchester United team, one that you cannot take lightly, and we have to really take the game to them. You've seen ours, we don't need to take another look at it. So let's get this one underway then. Memphis Depay back with Manchester United after a little spell with Lyon. And if it is Nicola Barella at left back, that is quite surprising indeed. He'll be up against Shane McNeil today. We'll see if the Scotsman gets the better of him as we are underway. Here is Takefusa Kubo out towards Chris Sukasev. And immediately we're looking to keep the ball here and knock the ball about and tire out Manchester United if we can. Nice overlapping run by Kieran Tierney towards the penalty area of Manchester United. Puts the cross in as well. McNeil's there. Big stop by David De Gea on the volley of Shane McNeil. I said, was he going to get the better tonight of Nicola Barella? Well, he's starting off that way. Shot coming in and it's tested the palms of David De Gea, who meets it with a big save. Way out towards McNeil again. Shane McNeil drives another one goalwards, which again, David De Gea palms out, but we can't get on the loose ball. And already after 11 minutes, there is signs here that we will get in down this left-hand side of Manchester United with Barella as the fullback. And I think it is Nicola Barella as well. And the worrying thing for Manchester United fans will be just how deep they are playing at the minute. And that is because we're keeping them in here. So if they can't get out, Man United fans will seriously worry about it, as there's nearly a mix-up between Ferrari and Peterson, who nearly got in each other's way. Ferrari just about squeezes the ball back through as Kieran Tierney's going to look for Barbet. Great overlap again from the fullback as Barbet in towards the area. Pulls it back towards McNeil, and he will make no mistake with this finish. Barella on that left-hand side at left-back is having a pretty nightmarish start to this game. You cannot disrespect Shane McNeil by putting a player who, I'm not sure, can he play left-back? Maybe he can, and I didn't know that. But it just feels like doing that against Shane McNeil raises a lot of questions. And McNeil finishes after David De Gea can't get near it. It's been a weird start to this game. Maybe Nicola Barella can play left back, and I didn't know that. In which case, it's not that surprising to see him there. But he always strikes me as a player that will be able to run through midfield and, you know, get the ball and keep it in essence. But defensively, so far, McNeil has had the beating of him nearly every single time we've tried. And Manchester United, if they're not careful, are going to keep inviting the pressure on them to the point where McNeil's just going to keep having a field day on that side. I mean, with Pogba and such in the lineup, as Ferrari just muscles him off the ball. Quite surprising to see that when you've got Pogba in your team. I don't really know what kind of start this is. Memphis Depay's in on goal. And he nearly equalises for Man United. It's into the side netting. And McNamee will be happy to see that one into the side netting. At least there's some sign of life from Manchester United so far. Other than that, they've not really been in the game. And this is looking like the Mourinho Manchester United right now, as Kieran Tierney again is invited up from left back. And he puts another cross in, but it's held well by David De Gea. I'm pretty sure actually as well, Mourinho is the coach still in my game. So that might be why they're setting up the way they are. Fred to carry it out for the home side, who definitely need to change things in the second half as the half-time whistle does present itself. At the minute, quite the weird goal with the way that we scored it from Shane McNeil. And that is the only goal that separates the two teams. Here is Barella and Rashford linking pretty well for Manchester United. A much better start to the second half than they ended off the first. Depay's cross deflected as Fred puts another one in. Kieran Tierney just does enough to put off the attacker there for United. And now there's a potential break on for Grimsby Town. Barbet to Weah. Weah, look at McNeil making the run. Shane McNeil up against Nicola Barella again this time. The Italian does actually do pretty well to stop him. Fair play, Barella. Weah. McNeil, where is Barella? Nicola Barella yet again letting his side down as we get in from behind. Oh, Darfalou was still up from the corner. And it's ended up being him who's had the opportunity. And it... I think the less said about that, the better, really, in that circumstance. If it was Weah, I think that's 2-0 Grimsby. But again, it was Barella getting caught. McNeil just waltzing on in there. And it should have been 2-0. Manchester United players invited now to walk into our half with the ball. But when they do, they're met instantly with a bit of pressure. And that's forced a mistake from them. As now we get a chance here. And I think that's going to be it for the game. But is there a chance for a number 2 here for Grimsby Town as McNeil carries forward? Still Shane McNeil! And he's hit the woodwork from Old Trafford in what could have been a brilliant solo goal from Shane McNeil for his second. It doesn't matter, though, because we do get the 1-0 victory here from Old Trafford. But it could have been 2. And they were actually better second half, Manchester United. They did try, but like I said, the best defence in the league is incredibly tough to beat in this one. And that's what Manchester United have found out today. So... there we go, ladies and gentlemen, and it is the win for Grimsby. Slender one, but it's still the 3 points as we shake the hand as well, by the way, of Mourinho. So I was right. It was a Mourinho team. Maybe that's why they were so poor first half. It's quite surprising for us before we go into our last Champions League group stage game. Florentine Barbet has won the November Player of the Month award. I'm not entirely sure as to why. I'm not, like, without sounding harsh. Like, I can't exactly remember. He doesn't, like, stand out that he's done so much, so I'm wondering if it's more I'm just forgetting, really, because I don't really remember him like having like a stellar month or anything where he's, you know, stood out massively. But hey, listen, it's another player of the month for us, so I will take that with open arms. Only the one change, I think, maybe 2 possibly. Yeah, in fact, let's start Eggestein. He deserves a start. We'll bring off McNeil. It's heroics against Manchester United. Should we need him, we'll bring him off the bench. And I think that's the only change I'll make for this one. And we'll go into game against CSKA. Remember, the only side now to have defeated us in the group stage of the Champions League. So, CSKA, we owe you a little bit of a battering, I would say. But we are away, I believe, in Russia. Yeah, we are. We are off over there to take them on for this last one. And we will try and secure the top seed with the game here. And for them, they're still fighting. They're still, available to try and push themselves into at least the Europa League. Potentially maybe even the Champions League knockout rounds as well. Obviously, 3rd place gets in the Europa League, so it's all to play for in that regard. The only thing that is certain is that Grimsby will be playing Champions League knockout football. That is the only current certainty in our group. So let us see what happens when we travel to Russia to take on CSKA for a repeat of the game at Blundell Park. Hopefully not a repeat of the scoreline, though, and it'll be the other way around this time. Darfalou out wide towards Big Chris. Come on, we need you to get into the game tonight, Chris. Cause some problems as we find Weah towards Barbet. Nice through ball, and Barbet meets it and fires home. And Grimsby lead with their first shot of the game. Get in. Only 20 minutes in, and the player of the month, who I said hasn't really stood out that much, has given the away side the lead here. And I tell you what, it's not the greatest finish in the world, but it's enough. You don't have to put a lot of power behind it as long as you get the accuracy. And you beat the keeper. That's all that matters. There is a little bit of contact there going in just as he goes to make the shot. It's not enough to bring him to ground. Oh my goodness me, the game has stopped. It's crashed. Are you joking? This is the first time this has happened in a very long time. I can't believe that. I genuinely can't believe it. And pretending that didn't happen, let's jump back into game. I'm not going to go back and try and go 1-0 up. We'll just play from 0-0 as if it didn't happen, and we'll restart again as that happened. I'm telling you, that hasn't happened for a very long time. So forget what I said. It's the same team pretty much that we will be playing. Yeah, exactly the same. Same scenario, but this time we're back to 0-0. Just like nothing happened. And imagine if we go 1-0 up straight away then. Barbet trying to do that. And like I said, pretty much nothing happened, even though we were leading by a goal to 0. Gonna look to immediately put ourselves back on the front foot, but unable to find the shot. Ferrari, now Tierney. Good running from the fullback. Can he get in the box, though? Kieran Tierney just about keeping hold. Referee has got a decision to make, and he points to the spot. And it is an opportunity then for Grimsby to take the lead for the second time in today's episode against CSKA. Obviously, the first one was in a different universe, so it doesn't count because this is the universe that does matter. I'm getting way too deep with this. But still, penalty kick. It is chance for us to have the lead. Who is going to be taking it? It is going to be Barbet. Looks like he's got the best penalties, actually. Oh, I was going to go right, but now I don't know. I'm going to go right anyway. I'm not going to change my mind. Once you've done it, you've got to stay. And that's exactly what we've done. And we're back in front. Get in. This is dangerous, this. CSK with an opportunity, just walking in my box. And it should have been 1-1. I couldn't get close, legit. I was trying to highlight a player to go and set. Oh, no. Normally they run towards me. This is the first time where they've... Oh, my God. I'm such an idiot. We got away with that last one, and then we're not going to get away with that. But what really frustrates me is usually my players will walk towards me when they do that. This is the one time they didn't walk towards me. And then I give it away. And CSK cleared on their homework to go back on level terms here. What an outrageous goal to concede. Well done, DJ, you absolute mug. Weyer. Alenia making the run. Here is Alenia. Left-footed. And he puts it straight back in front. Get in. Redeem myself a little bit. But I shouldn't even be in this position because we shouldn't have given away the goal we did. But we at least are straight back in front. Alenia with a fantastic finish. Continues his Champions League form into this game as well. He is on fire in the Champions League, is Alenia right now. And that is another one for him. Back in front, straight away. Come on. Weyer towards Alenia. And now it's advantage Grimsby. You can see there's a few players overlapping. Alenia, though, going to shoot himself. And I had so much time and I didn't know what to do with it. And it's wasted in the end. Alenia seemed to be running out of stamina as well when I was bursting through. To the point where I couldn't actually hit the pass as Weyer's now looking for it. Ref, you played advantage and it went straight away. Are you joking? I had a feeling we were going to lose it, so I tried to play off the defender with my advantage still on. And he just... I mean, look at how long that one lasted compared to ours. What is this? Ferrari. Out wide towards Tierney, and he's going to pick it up as well as the fullback. Kieran Tierney. Barbet making it down the left-hand side. Here is Florentine Barbet driving towards the byline. Puts the cross in deep towards the head of Eggestein! Grimsby 3, CSKA 1. Should be us winning the game now. Johannes Eggestein on the score sheet again. His name is popping up now in this episode. And it's Barbet's delivery that makes the difference. Straight to that back line. And Eggestein does the rest. Get in. Here is McNeil. By the way, there was a couple of changes. Kubo on, Janssen on, and McNeil on. As McNeil puts the cross in towards the head of Barbet, who deserved another one. Could have been 4 for us. It's just not quite worked. And like I said, there was a few changes, so you can see that's why it wasn't Eggestein breaking down the right, but still McNeil on. I don't feel like we needed to bring him on. It was just fresh legs, really, more than anything. It wasn't like we needed him for any other sense of that one, but yeah, getting fresh legs on, see the game out if we can. Ball over the top, Sukasev should deal with it, and he does. Here is Kubo. Janssen making the run through the middle. Is the offside flag going to stay down? Janssen chips the keeper. And it is going to stay down. Grimsby 4, CSKA 1. Akinfeev beaten brilliantly by Rodney Janssen. Class finish from the Dutch player. I'm not sure if he's a Dutch international now with the international side. But in terms of that one, he's showing why he possibly could be. Offside flag didn't go up after CSKA appealed for it. And Janssen just makes it look easy. Fantastic finish. Now Janssen, McNeil continuing forward still. No offside flag again for CSK as they appeal yet again. Barbet is there, and that's 5. Thumping CSK in the process. I said I wanted to beat them, so we've beaten every side in our group stage. Not only have we beaten them, we have demolished them in Russia. And it is going to be us heading through emphatically into the knockout rounds of the Champions League with that first seed that we came here for. We knew we were already through. But it was about securing the first seed in the group, and that's what we've done. Barbet gets his second of tonight, and Grimsby are going to win the game by 5-1. Tremendous stuff. And there is a full-time whistle then to end off a very, very good game for Grimsby Town. And that will move us into the next one then. You can see by the match facts, totally not dominant, but it's still a count. Leipzig beat Atletico. Oh. So the side that we have beaten twice in our group stage, I think, go through to the knockout rounds of the Champions League. I think that puts Leipzig in the knockout rounds. We drew and beat Atletico, And, of course, we beat and lost to CSKA, so they're already out anyway. And I believe that actually puts through, then, Red Bull Leipzig. So welcome to the knockout rounds to the German side. The question is, who awaits us in the knockout rounds? So just kind of looking through them real quick. We've got Group G, which is finished Barcelona and Napoli. So we could pull Napoli in that one. We've got Monaco and Bayern in Group F, so it could be Monaco. Surprising. Sporting and Spurs, so we could pull Sporting CP as well. PSG Milan, oof, PSG would be a tough one. That would be an incredibly tough first knockout round game. Nice in Group C, Dortmund from Group B, and Real Madrid from Group A. Oh my goodness me. So realistically, if we're looking at a game that I would want to have in our first knockout round, I would probably choose either Monaco or Sporting. Maybe Nice as well. I want to avoid Real Madrid and I want to avoid PSG, really. Napoli would be tough, but I think we could still do it as well. PSG and Real Madrid are definitely the big ones to avoid out of that one. So, yeah, that is going to be interesting. Just pull one of those two. And that is actually going to be it for today then, guys. That is how we end today's episode off. We kickstart the next one with a game at home against Chelsea in the Premier League. And we now do not know who awaits in the Champions League because we have to play this game to find out the draw. So you're going to have to wait till next episode. And I'm going to be really harsh on you guys and make you wait until we see who we have got in our first ever knockout rounds with Grimsby Town. I'm excited for it. Hopefully you guys are as well. If you have enjoyed today's episode, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, guys, thank you for your continued support on the channel. Really appreciate it too. If you are new around here and like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below to follow me on the channel. We upload every single day for you guys. Make sure you have notifications turned on as well to be notified whenever new videos go live. And until next time, enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you all again tomorrow with another video. Until then, guys, adios.